Welcome to Fultondale, Alabama football fans. The Elite American Football League, along with Moxie Media Productions, welcomes you to today's contest between the Force and the Alabama Commandos. This ought to be a Donnybrook, if you will, as both teams feature stout defenses, with the Commandos coming in with 2 shutout victories, one of them being over the Cartersville Cardinals 30-0 and the Tennessee Hornets 26-0. The Force, with a 60-0 shutout last week, are coming in. They're feeling really good about themselves, but they know they're going to be tested today for sure. The temperature outside is about 80 degrees, but they are playing on field turf, and if you've ever been on that, you automatically know that that is a whole different ball game altogether. Today's contest is probably going to be more about conditioning than anything else. I would not be surprised to see if a few players turn up with a couple of cramps. I would not be surprised to see the Gatorade buckets getting empty real fast. This is about as hot as it's been in Alabama thus far this season. So what can we expect to see? Well, the Commandos are known to blitz, so I do not expect them to do anything different. They like to fly around the football. To that end, you can expect to see the Force try to spread them out, kind of get them into space and let their playmakers make plays. Now, one of the things in talking with the coaches, if you're talking to Dre Jones, he understands that what they have to do is they have to make sure that that defense is contained. They cannot let them roam around in the backfield or catch those seams in the line anywhere. They're going to have to play tight, and I mean tight in the sense that they have to give their quarterback time to make those plays downfield and some of those intermediate routes. And a lot of times you'll find out that when you're in good coverage, you don't have the time and the clock works against you, and eventually that helps the defense out. As far as the Commandos go, their coach, LaVon Pierce, he says, hey, I'm familiar with the Force. I know Dre Jones. We know they're a great squad, but we're coming to attack, and attack again. So this is going to be a whole lot of fun. The Force are now coming out onto the field, having just left the locker room as they make their way to their sideline. The Commandos are hopping around, a whole lot of energy. They're wearing the black on green. The Force wearing their white on navy uniforms today. This ought to be a Donnybrook. So, after watching last week's contest, everybody's kind of wondering, well, when is the Force going to be tested? Let's keep in mind, they played the Georgia Thrashers and got into a defensive slugfest, and they came out with the victory 10-7. So it's not like they don't know what to do. But this one appears to be a case of the repeats, if you will, as far as who's going to punch out who first. The interesting part will probably come halfway through the third quarter in my mind, but we will see. As always, you never want to get down to the Force by 2 scores or more. And I'm looking out on the field back and forth, as you can tell, watching those players get ready and checking the energy of the team. Both squads are feeling good about themselves. We're going to have some fun. So while those guys are getting to the sideline and we're getting ready, I'm going to cut away for a few minutes, and we'll be right back.
You can live a pain-free life. At M3, we help you move well, live well, and do amazing things.
Vegas has become one of America's fastest-growing cities. Ann Road Animal Hospital welcomes anyone who is committed to practicing the best veterinary medicine. We hold ourselves to the highest of medical standards and remain accountable for ensuring that clients and their pets receive optimal service and care. Visit our website at annroadah.com and apply today.
Now, watching the official stretch out on the field, if our cameraman can zoom in on him, I guarantee you, he knows that they're going to have some running around to do today. He's down there in the west end zone, and it looks like he's doing the splits. For you folks out there that think these guys don't have to be athletes too, I guarantee you they know that they got to get ready as well, chasing these guys around. And, of course, they have to stay in shape. When you think about officials, most people look at these guys and figure that, hey, they're the Zebras are, and they're ready to boo them and think that they're out there doing a whole lot of nothing. I can tell you these guys go and work out as well. I've seen them get knocked on their bottoms and get right back up, and they keep on going. So a little bit of fun before we get underway with today's contest. Now, if you look at the sidelines, obviously, once again, just like last week, the Force's roster is much, much deeper than their opponents. So this could play into the game. A lot of these players play both ways. Not so much on the Force. And it looks like the captains are taking the field for the Force. We've got number 4, Rashad Louis, number 1, Thomas Sims, number 8, Lafayette Ragland. And that looks like number 62, Chris McCarroll, along with number 17, and that is Darren Clark. And it looks like number 13 out there as well, and that's the Travion Armstrong. So there's your captains out there for the Force. And we'll see who's going to come out for the Commandos in just a moment as we get ready for the coin toss. Lovely day, nary a cloud in the sky. The only thing I've seen fly across is a helicopter thus far. And for the Commandos, we have number 8, and that is Patrick Campbell. That looked to be number 21, Bruce Jones Jr. And number 11, Charlie Powell, representing the Commandos for the coin toss. And the coin hits the ground, and let's see. And it appears that the Force have won the toss. So the Force is facing your left-hand side of the screen. They'll be going east to west to start the contest. And looks like they may have deferred. We'll find out as they get ready to kick. Now, one of the things about the Force that you may not know is that they are ranked number 4 in the nation for a semi-pro football. They are number 1 currently in elite American football. So the Force are, no pun intended, something to be reckoned with. So kicking off for the Force, Bronson Young, as he limbers up. And it is a little bit breezy down there on the field. Once again, the wind, just like last week, has decided it wants to lay the egg on the ground. So he may have to have someone hold it for him. Now, the breeze is a positive thing with the turf temperatures naturally being higher than those in the air in general. And it appears number 7, Max Square, does not have his pads on yet. Was not sure if he was playing today or not. It looks like he's going to be putting those on. So we have number 7, and I believe that is Jabri King back deep solo for the Commandos. And the officials are speaking with some of the team owners. Davion Sistrunk is back there as well to receive. And it looks like they may have a third man back there to receive as well. And we've got two number twos. So y'all can help me keep up with that. And there's the kick, and we're underway. And that was going to take a bounce and kind of go dead where it sits. Not a whole lot on that return. Number 12, Christian Briscoe with the stop. And that was David Robinson scooping it up for the Commandos. So it'll be interesting to see how the Force's defense will be tested. The Commandos can pound it. So it'll be interesting to see how they start out. The ball is spotted at the 28-yard line. So I would not be surprised we get a little RPO, single man. There's a handoff, and they do attempt to run it with a bit of a counter. Not much happening on that play. Number 9, Robertson, who had a whale of a week, and that's Robertson, pardon me, had a whale of a week against the Bama boys. Comes up out of the bottom of the pile. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Commandos. Shotgun formation. Drops back to pass. Has a little bit of time. And what did I tell you? If you don't have an open man, the defense will come to see you. And that's exactly what happened. And there is the sack. Number 41, Ryan Greider for the Force. And that is a huge loss on that play of 11 yards. It'll be 3rd and 21 for the Commandos. Loose snap, and it looks like the Force jumped all over it. And we have offsides against the Force. There was some movement. I thought he might have got out of the neutral zone, but he did not. So the penalty will be some saving grace on that last one. So it'll be 3rd and 16 for the Commandos. Number 10 looking for room to pass, puts it up in the air, and he has to throw it out of bounds to Javion Edwards with no chance to find an open man. And the Force's defense does what the Force's defense does, and they created a 4 and out. Remember to share and like as you watch today's contest. We're glad that you're here with us. And that looks like Markel Cox back to punt, back to receive for the Force. We have, that appears to be Chris Beard. And let's see, that is number 8, if I see that right. That is Bewan Clack back to receive, and that one's going to bounce out of bounds. And we'll see where the marking is, and it's way up there at the 45-yard line of the Commandos. And if I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. The last thing you want to do is give the Force a short field to work with, and that's exactly what they have. So the Commandos defense, with 11:25 remaining in the first quarter of play, is going to find out what they're made of. The Force with 4 wideouts. Single man in the backfield. And I would not be surprised if we saw up-tempo. Force did that last week. Here we go, 5 wide, spread out. Force, like I said, wanted to spread it out, and that's exactly what they did. Number 12 with the reception. And he's going to have a first down. And just like that, Ajante Oliver had to make the stop on Christian Briscoe. Force going up tempo. Once again, they're going to spread that defense out. And that pass is a little low. The intended receiver, number 5, Steven Starks, falls incomplete, and that'll bring up second down. Ball is at the 25-yard line. Force looking to get on top early, just like they did in the last contest. Louis in shotgun formation once again. Receivers all over the place. Louis with plenty of time is flushed out of the pocket, and he puts it in the air. And that one is going to be caught by Briscoe. Touchdown, Force. Louis with plenty of time, as you'll see here, is going to roll to his right. And he's going to find Briscoe right where he needs to be. The defender out of position, and that is Jabri King. And the Force goes up 6-0 with 10:02 remaining in the first quarter. Young back to handle the PAT chores. There's the snap, and there's the kick. And it is good. So it is 7-0 Force over the Commandos. We'll be right back. Greetings, everyone, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure you join us this Saturday at Fultonville High School as the undefeated Force, coming off a 60-0 victory over the Bama boys, take on the Alabama Commandos out of Tuscaloosa. On March 30th, 2024, 5 p.m., you need to be in your seats. $10 is what it will take to be at the event. So get your tickets today. The event will be live streamed on YouTube and Facebook by Moxie Media Productions. I am Fred Flower, the voice of the Clay Chalkville Cougars. See you there, head coach. Sistrunk and King back to receive. Young handling the kicking chores, and there's the kickoff. This one's a bit short, and it is mishandled. Runs into his own players, but manages to stay on his feet, stretching for the extra yardage. Sistrunk on the return. Gets really good field position. Ball is going to be spotted at the 39-yard line. The Force looking to repeat what happened in the first series of plays. Commandos coming out trying to test the running game. The Force defense doing what they do, swallowing that up. So we'll see if there's immediate adjustments or they keep going to the well. So we have shotgun formation, man in motion. 2 men in the backfield. Looks like some RPO action. Low snap. There is the handoff. No daylight at all. Number 4, Jordan Akoff, the ball carrier. He's going to be swallowed up immediately. I think that was Trey Hayes that got him. May have gotten a few feet out of that. It'll be 2nd and 9. The tip of the ball is at the 40. Like I told you earlier when we started it, they like to run it. Now they're going to spread it out 5 wide. There's shotgun formation. Here come the Force. Flushed out of the pocket. Number 10 stays on his feet for a little bit, and that's Javion Edwards. He's going to get to the 44-yard line. That'll make it 3rd and 5, and that's manageable. Far better than the 3rd and 21 they found themselves in the last series.
44-yard line. 3rd and 5. Ball is on the 44-yard line.
So they're going to go 5 wide again. Here's the quick release, and it is caught. That's going to be a first down. Number 84 was going to get credit for that one, and that is Eric Moore. He's going to move the chains for the Commandos, and they're going to get to the Force's 42. Bringing them down is Malcolm Brooks. And they're going to keep going back to the well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that one is it picked off? It may have been picked off. Let's see. Yes, it is. And the Force's defense answers the bell. And that one gets picked off. Number 10. Geraldami Mason fights the receiver to get possession. And there you go. And the Force will be back in business on offense at the 36-yard line. 8 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Commandos continuing to go to the well, went to it one too many times and ended up getting burned. And sitting here looking at it from my vantage point, you got to ask yourself, is it best to mix it up against the Force when you're on offense? You don't want to keep trying to do the same thing, but here we go. Empty backfield once again, and Louis finds some daylight and finds a way to escape. Gets folded up by number 89, Zay Morrow of the Commandos. Gain of about 5 or 6 on that play. Yep, it's going to be 6, and it'll be 2nd and 4. The ball is going to be spotted at the 42-yard line. Now, I watched Rashad Louis in high school, and I can tell you he is a dangerous runner. So that is always going to be a factor when you see him back there in the QB spot. Shotgun formation. There's the handoff. And the Force go off to the right-hand side. The ball carrier, number 24, Ty Dunklin. He's going to be brought down by Patrick Campbell. That's going to move the sticks and put the ball at the 49 of the Commandos. Once again, going up tempo. Once again, they go to Dunklin. And once again, back there is Patrick Campbell. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. So the Force still with 4 wide. And there's a quick release to Dunklin. And he's going to be met for a loss. And there is a flag on the play. Number 11, Charlie Powell, with the stop. We'll see what the call is. Personal foul, face mask against the Commandos. And that's going to move the sticks because that was not the incidental variety. That was the 15 variety. So it'll be first down for the Force with the ball going to the 34-yard line.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Now, one of the things you want to keep your eyes on is watch those linemen. You start seeing hands on hips. That's an indicator of what might be happening in that conditioning. Louis looking for some space but doesn't have any. Almost caught. And that one may have been caught out of bounds. Let's see. Nope. They're going to say he was in bounds. And that ball is going to go to the 21-yard line and move the sticks. First down for the Force. Commandos are protesting, but the officials have made the call, and it is going to be what it is. Dunklin with the carry. He's going to gain about 2 or 3 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd and 7. Commandos trying to figure out a way to slow them down. High snap, but there it goes in the air. And that one is caught. Number 11, Bailey Lipinski with the over-the-shoulder grab, and it's another touchdown for the Force. Let's watch that one again. Snap was a bit high. Louis gets rid of it quickly, and just over the shoulder into the cradle, and it's another touchdown for the Force. So pending the PAT with 4:18 remaining in the first quarter, it's 13-0. Young coming out to handle the chores on the PAT. The hold by Clark. There's the kick, and it is good. 14-0, 4:18 remaining in the first quarter of play, and just like last week, the Force come out and jump on their opponents with a 2-touchdown lead. We'll be right back with the kickoff in just a moment. All right, we're back, fans. Once again, the Force have jumped all over their opponents early, and this one looks like it's going to get out of hand. Now, last week they had a hot clock running in the second half. Are we going to see that again today? I don't know. We certainly thought the Commandos were going to come in and give them a challenge. A lot of football left to play, so it's too early to call. But I guarantee you they're having a chat on the sidelines to try and address it, and there is the kick. And on the return is number 7. He's going to be brought down quickly by number 12. King on the return. The stop by Briscoe. And the Commandos will start this drive. Looks like around the probably 34-yard line. Nope, they spotted at the 35.
First and 10 from 35.
So the ball is at the 35-yard line. So what we're looking at right now, you know, we're watching this happen. The Force jumped all over their opponents last week the same way. The Commandos are trying to find make something work. They got a man going into motion. There's a shotgun formation, and the Force's defense has just swallowed up the quarterback, Edwards, with nowhere to go. And we're seeing a wash, rinse, repeat, or as they say, you know, moisten, lather, rinse, repeat here with the Force. And they're doing it all again. 5-yard loss on the play. It'll be 2nd and 15 for the Commandos. They have got to find an answer to slow the Force's defense down. And here they come again. No room. He has to tuck that ball in before he loses it. And that is
tackle for a loss. Number 9.
Big double ought for the Force with the stop. Good golly, Miss Molly, as it relates to that defense. And I tell you what, it looks like it's going to be a long day for the Commandos. It's now 3rd and 17. Correction, 3rd and 18 for the Commandos. And they have got to find a way to make something work. Shotgun formation, they've got 2 in the backfield. And I guarantee you they're helping get some blocking. And even the ball is loose.
Fumble on the play, recovered by the offense.
Force all over this. Number 88, Kendrick Manson manages to get on top of it. That's going to bring up 4th down. Watch this. They have extra blockers, and it does not matter. Number 42 for the Force gets back there and disrupts the entire play. That is Keyshawn Pollock, and he is having a whale of a day thus far. And there just seems to be nothing the Commandos can do. And, you know, speaking with Mr. McKenzie, Roderick, if you will, before the contest, he said simply defense. We're about our defense, and speaking with Coach Jones, he echoed that sentiment. And that punt is going to be short, and it is taking a bounce in favor of the Force. And they got another short field to work with. Ball at the 32-yard line. That has got to hurt. Special teams is so important in any of these contests. And what has just happened is a situation where you're giving a team that's clicking on all cylinders, firing off left, right, up, down without missing. You giving them a short field, you're down 14-0. We're not even out of the first quarter. And, you know, I'm not one to make a whole lot of predictions, but it seems to me that it's starting to smell like it's about to be 21-0. Based on what we've seen thus far. So we'll see. Force rotating linemen in and out. And it looks like we've got a timeout on the field, and the Force is going to take it. We'll be right back after these messages.
Vegas has become one of America's fastest growing cities. Ann Road Animal Hospital welcomes anyone who is committed to practicing the best veterinary medicine. We hold ourselves to the highest of medical standards and remain accountable for ensuring that clients and their pets receive optimal service and care. Visit our website at annroadah.com and apply today.
All right, and we're back, and the Commandos defense, and they're showing blitz. Snap was a little high. Number 2 carrying the load.
Handoff number 3. Picks up 1 yard. Check it down.
So about a gain of about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Force. Big stick by the Commandos, and that's the kind of thing that can energize a team. Number 89, Zay Morrow,
Number 3 on the carry.
with a big tackle. Justin Ellis, the ball carrier.
3rd down.
He's going to get a solid gain. Nonetheless, it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Force. Ball is at the 25-yard line. So let's see what the Force does this time. Single man in the backfield. We'll see if they continue to hammer at him. Louis with all day. And number 17 with the easy grab. That is Darren Clark. And what did I just tell you? I'm not one to try to predict anything, but there it is, 21-0. I told you it was going to happen. Call me Nostradamus. Rashad Louis with all day and another over-the-shoulder throw. Commandos back there having a discussion amongst themselves, trying to figure out what on earth just happened. Number 19, Bronson Young, getting ready to get the extra point. We have 41 seconds left in the first quarter of play. And the Force has become the proverbial runaway freight train. Keep in mind, they are number 1 in the league rankings, and that one splits the uprights, so it is 21-0. The Force, number 4 in the nation. So there you have it. So, you know, looking at the statistics between both teams, you have never thought that this game would be this far out of whack. Let me put my glasses on here. From a points perspective, the forfeit, the Force won against the Alabama Bandits. They had a forfeit. The forfeit notwithstanding, both teams were similar as far as points allowed, defense. Maybe you thought, okay, coming into this contest, this was going to be a little bit different. This looks like more of the same. So we're getting ready for the kickoff. Ball is at the 35-yard line. The usual suspects back to receive. We're going to take it back to the field. And there's a kick. It takes a hop. And it's going to continue to roll all the way inside the 10. Number 20 for the Force gets back there, and that's Dominique Felton.
Commandos going to have the ball, 1st and 10.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 7. Now, watch the Force. You know, if they were getting in the backfield before, I promise you they're going to be back there like a pack of hungry wolves trying to get to raw meat. At this point, when you've got an opponent pinned that deep, the first thing you start thinking is safety. Because they don't come that often, and when you got a chance to get one, you try to go get it. So I would not be surprised here. And as much as they've played around in the backfield thus far, short of growing corn or whatever they wanted to do, going farming back there, because they've had plenty of time to do it. We're going to find out real fast. And they're showing blitz. Number 41 in pursuit. And nothing happening on that play. number 41, Ryan Grider, making short work of the ball carrier, loss of yardage on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 12 for the Commandos. And they are absolutely trying to find the answer. And that is going to be the end of the first quarter. The Force lead 21-0. So they're going to hit the sidelines and have a chat, and we'll be right back.
Greetings, everyone, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure you join us this Saturday at Fultonville High School as the undefeated Force, coming off a 60-0 victory over the Bama boys, take on the Alabama Commandos out of Tuscaloosa. On March 30th, 2024, 5 p.m., you need to be in your seat. $10 is what it will take to be at the event. So get your tickets today. The event will be live streamed on YouTube and Facebook by Moxie Media Productions. I am Brad Flowers, the voice of the Clay Chalkville Cougars. See you there, and go Force!
You can live a pain-free life. At M3, we help you move well, live well, and do amazing things.
All right, and we're back as they prepare to flip the field. And I don't think it's really going to matter much, to be honest with you, given what we've seen thus far. And look, you try to be as fair and objective as you can, but you cannot deny what we are seeing happening. And it's simply a bruising. Now, anything can happen in the great game of football. I'll be the first to tell you that I have seen teams with a 28-point lead let it go up in smoke. Anybody that's watched the NFL, Falcon fans, I've seen that happen. And a disaster is averted. Wow. The Force giving no quarter. So it is 3rd and 12. The ball is at the 5-yard line. And second quarter is underway. And I can tell you, the Force is just sitting there asking themselves who's going to eat next. Here they go. Gets the pass off. And number 6 for the Force, William Elam, trying to get the one-handed grab to intercept it. It falls incomplete. So now it is 4th down. So let's see if the Force just brings the house. It is tough sledding trying to punt this far back in your own territory. And they have had, the last punt they had was not good, to say the least, as even when it hit the ground, it curled back and kind of went in the way you don't want it to go. Let's put it that way. And I mean, the Force are looking to bring the house. Clack back to return it. And there's a flag on the field. We'll see what that is. Hold on. And we've got a player down. So while they're handling this situation, we'll be right back. We're going to go to commercial.
recovered for a touchdown.
All right, they did confirm it. It is a safety. And it looks like that penalty was against the Commandos. It was declined. So, as with anything, I think they said touchdown. So it is a touchdown. You had one official kind of had his hands together and another one with his hands up. So the defense scores for the Force, and this has truly become a runaway freight train. So number 19, Bronson Young, back to handle the PAT chores. On that previous play, that looked to be Cedric Washington getting nicked up a little bit. Up and through it is. So we are at 28-0.
New score is the Force. 28.
14 seconds into the second quarter of play. And, you know, you got to hand it to the Commandos. You know, it is hard to stay motivated when you go down that far, that fast, 28-0. Nonetheless, you got to play the game, and that's what they're here to do. Looking at this, that leaves you no doubt why they're number one in the league rankings and number 4 in the nation. Still a lot of football left to play this season, and it'll be interesting to see where the Force goes. Of course, they brought that championship pedigree with them when they joined the new league. So it wasn't like no one knew what was coming with this squad. The real question was, what were they going to do to adjust? Well, it looks like they're doing just fine. And that it's, you know, I guess you could call it this, you know, different house, same game. So the assist on the kick. And it takes a hop. That's going to be returned by number 5 of the Commandos, still on his feet, trying to find some room before he's brought down by number 20. Markel Cox on the return. Number 20, Dominique Felton with the stop for the Force.
It's going to be Commandos ball, 1st and 10.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Commandos trying to find a way to make something work.
Get your hot dog, chili dog, nachos. We'll let the ladies take care of it.
And as an aside of what's going on, if you hear some background noise, there's some folks on the live broadcast here in the stadium. They're shilling some hot dogs or something like that. Has to get rid of that quick. The catch by number 84. Nice play by the Commandos. Number 21 on the stop. Number 84, Eric Moore with the catch. Number 21, Rashad Clark with the stop. There's a flag on the field. That's offsides against the Force. They're going to decline that penalty naturally. The Force bringing pressure, but they're able to get it off. Edwards with the throw and the completion. So the ball will go to the 47-yard line, and there's a flag once again. Offsides.
Offsides against Force.
Now the Force are getting a little bit sloppy on the last 2 plays. And so they get the down and distance marker settled just outside the 46. And that'll be 1st and 5 for the Commandos. Ball is at the 41-yard line. Quick throw, nice grab.
Pass is complete.
Number 81,
First down for the Commandos.
Josiah Green with the reception. Number 10, Edwards putting it on a rope. This time they mix it up, try to run it. Not a whole lot happening. I see a Navy jerseys.
A yard or two. Second down.
Number 2 coming out of that pile. Number 20, the ball carrier, that's Vincent Tyus. Felton coming up from under there for the force. Ball was at the 23. Ball's in the air. It is picked off. Number 21 on the return. Doesn't seem to have anybody in front of him. And this might be a pick 6. That's Clark, and he trips over his own feet. Rashad Clark trips over his own laces. Oh my, oh my, oh my. A surefire pick 6. Look at this on the replay. No one there. And I don't know if he got tangled up with his teammate, number 10, Gerald B. Mason, or not. Either way, oh my goodness, that is a heartbreaker. Either way, that ball's going to the 7-yard line, I believe. Yep, ball is at the 7. It'll be 1st and goal to go for the force with 12:33 remaining in the second quarter. I can't believe what I just saw. I said pick 6. I take that Nostradamus statement back. I can't predict a thing. There's a flag on the field, so we know there's a penalty coming. That is happening. And it appears to be a substitution violation. And that's the last thing you want to do is give the force the ball at the 2-yard line. Number 3, Ellis, back there. High snap. Louis gets a hold of it, tosses it, and has an open man. Number 11, Lipinski, just hanging out in the corner of the end zone. Says, why not? And there's a flag on the field. So we'll see what that call is. Offsides against the Commandos. So you know that's declined. So it appears they had offsetting penalties as well. So this one's going to be replayed. Had an ineligible man downfield against the force. So maybe we can get this sorted out and make sense of it. And number 7 has that one out of the air. That's Max Square.
Pass is complete. Number 3, touchdown.
After all of that, Louis is going to get the snap. He gets rid of it quick. And right there, number 7, Max Square, the tight end, with the grab. And by all accounts, unless something strange happens, we're about to be 35-0 with 12:18 remaining in the first half. Fans, I don't know what to tell you. And there it is. So we are at 35-0 with 12:18 remaining in the first half. Now, I got to be honest with you. I have to be honest with you. Nobody expected this kind of dominance from the Force. I don't know where to begin, where to start, however you want to call it. Honestly, at this point, I don't know what the Commandos are going to do to try to get back into this thing. I expect to see a lot of substitution. This, it's going to be kind of interesting to see what the Force does, because when you have a lead like this, you start seeing a lot of different plays. They're going to slow it down a little bit, probably test that running game, try to beat that defense up some more, as if they hadn't beaten them enough already. But it'll be interesting to see. So we're going to get ready for the kickoff, take it back down to the field. And I honestly, I'm speechless. This one has actually got me speechless. So we've got Sistrunk, Cox, and I believe that is King back to receive for the Commandos. Young back to kick. And he puts a little more leg into this one. Number 5 on the return. Number 28, the first one to meet him.
Number 5 on the return.
And that is Ant Mitchell, who will bring him down. Cox with the return for the Commandos. And that ball is going to be spotted around about the 41-yard line, it looks like. And that's where they're going to put it.
Commandos ball, 1st and 10, 41.
So, as the youngsters like to say, the math ain't mathin'. This was not the contest anybody expected by a long shot. We knew the Force would be something to deal with, as they are. I mean, they're the champions. There's a reason they're the champions. And once again, the quarterback is flushed out of the pocket, nowhere to go, is going to make some lemonade out of the lemons he is handed. He's going to get a gain of about 3 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 7, avoiding disaster. They have got to find a way to slow that Force defense down and get some time for the quarterback. The Commandos have got to find a way to do that. The problem is that when you basically are taking 8 of your players and you are committing them solely to protecting the quarterback, you eliminate a lot of options for showing blitz. And they got 4 wide, stack high. There they go trying to run it, and that's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 7 for the Commandos. And honestly, the Force looked just as fresh as they did at the start of the contest. So it'll be 3rd and 7. Clock continuing to run here in the second quarter of play. Once again, the Force has defenders get loose. Nice pitch and catch by the Commandos. Number 81, Josiah Green. And it'll be 4th and 1 with the ball at the 50. And at this point, why not? Go for it. And we have a timeout on the field for the Force, so we'll be right back.
You can live a pain-free life. At M3, we help you move well, live well, and do amazing things.
Vegas has become one of America's fastest growing cities. En-Road Animal Hospital welcomes anyone who is committed to practicing the best veterinary medicine. We hold ourselves to the highest of medical standards and remain accountable for ensuring that clients and their pets receive optimal service and care. Visit our website.
Well, the ball is loose. That silence you heard was me kind of like, huh? There's a flag on the field. There's an excessive celebration, no doubt. That'll cost them 15. But that play stood about as much chance as a snowball in a pizza oven. Don't know what to say to that one. Let's see what the call is from the officials. Because at one point, it appeared, definitely going to be a loss of yardage, no matter what it was. And then from there, it looked like a possible turnover. And so the Force will take possession. So we'll have to see what the penalty is going to be. As they try to get this sorted out. And one of the coaches is on the field. And I guarantee you they've got some questions as it relates to possession versus penalty. You've got three officials talking to one coach. And so no matter what happens, it's going to be the Force's ball. We just have to see what the penalty call is. So, looks like whatever is going to happen, it's just going to be first down for the Force with the ball spotted at the 40-yard line. So after all that, 1st and 10 at the 40. 10-10 remaining in the first half. It's 35-0. And once again, the Force is going to spread it out. Louis back there by himself. And we've got 5 wide. And Louis once again steps up in the pocket, puts it in the air. And that one is going to be broken up. Number 18, Tony Rudolph is bracketed. So that'll bring up 2nd down for the Force. Got a nice crowd out here in the stadium. Moxie Media Productions and the Elite American Football League wants you to press that like button, hit that bell. We're glad you're tuned in watching today's contest between the Force and the Commandos. We certainly appreciate your patronage. And there's a flag on the field. False start against the Force. That'll cost them 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 15. Beautiful, beautiful day here in Fultondale, Alabama. Just make sure you press that like button. That lets us know you're out there. And that helps us out too. Because we want people to know that you are interested, and we want them to be interested as well. So Louis back in shotgun formation. They're back to 5 wide, 3 low, 2 high. Let's see what happens this time. Louis has some time. Louis still has time. And that one is nearly picked off. He kind of sidearms that one.
Before his pass nearly picked off.
Number 57.
Third down.
And that is Jabaris Davis is kind of beating his head because he had an opportunity there to get that ball back, and that's going to bring up 3rd down. So the Force have slowed down the pace considerably. Single man back there. There's a handoff. Number 24 looking for some room. Gives the stiff arm. And he's going to be met
Handoff, number 24.
by 0. And that is Ajante Oliver. Number 24, Ty Dunklin, the ball carrier. Might have got about a yard out of that. It'll be 4th and 14. And that is it's been a long time since the Force has seen a 4th down. So we'll see what they choose to do with this. And I'll be honest with you, you're doing the right thing. You got to punt this thing here. No need to try anything fancy. You know your defense is playing lights out. So you take this opportunity to work on your special teams. Back deep, number 26, Nigel Durant for the Commandos. And so something happened out there to put that ball at the 49-yard line. I'm trying to sit back and think, when have I last saw the Force punt? And it's a nice one. It's going to bounce around the 20 and then bounce out of bounds. And so the Commandos will take over at the 23-yard line with 7:54 remaining in the second quarter, trying to make something happen. This game went from fast-paced, bang, bang, to kind of a crawl with penalties and mistakes, etc. Not only that, the Force was playing up-tempo but have now slowed down the pace, introduced more of the running game versus putting it in the air. And if I were the Force, I wouldn't be in a hurry either. With a lead like that, you can dial up a lot of different things, try a lot of different things. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some plays in the book that we haven't seen yet that might rear their heads today. Not much happening on that play. Appeared to be no gain. So it'll bring up 2nd down. At the very least, the Commandos want to try to come away with some kind of points going into the half. Shotgun formation, 2 men in the backfield. Got some extra blockers, has some time, and that pass is going to fall incomplete. The intended receiver looked to be Jabari King. Pardon me, Will Layton. That was not number 7, that was number 1. So shotgun formation, single man in the backfield. He has it, trying to find some time. And that one is batted out of the air.
Pass is deflected. Be 4th down.
So that'll bring up 4th down. The Commandos can't seem to, they had a couple of nice plays, but have not been able to put together anything consistently. You know, the clock has stopped, obviously, with the incompletion at 7:06. At this point, you know, I would not be surprised if the clock went hot at the opening of the second half. But for you all that are watching out there, be sure to hit that like button. Thank you for hanging in there with us. I guess the question isn't what, but how much. It's going to be on that scoreboard when it's all said and done. So the usual suspects back to receive. And they get off a line drive punt, and that's nearly mishandled. And that it looks like, is that Clark on the return, I believe?
Number 8 on the return.
That is Clack on the return.
Ball, 1st and 10 from 31.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line for the Force. Another short field to work with. So seems to be some confusion on the defensive side of the ball. Let's see. It's going to be a running play, and following his blockers is number 12, and he's going to get to the 15, it looks like. And that is Christian Briscoe. Forced back to going up tempo. Going straight into the formation. So Briscoe in shotgun. Oh, slight mishandle on the snap. Puts it up in the air. And there's a flag on the field. That's going to be pass interference. No doubt about that one. Number 17, the intended receiver, and that is Darren Clark. He was bracketed. The officials are telling them, let's get it going. So that is 2nd down. And there's Louis. Louis has the open man. It's just out of his reach.
The forward pass intended for number 3.
Number 7, Max Square, the intended receiver. Just out of hand's length. So that'll bring up 3rd down. Number 19, Young, warming up on the sideline in case he has to try for 3. So Louis in shotgun. Number 3, Justin Ellis back there with him. Two split wide. And Louis tries to sidearm that one. The intended receiver, Tony Rudolph, But that was way too low, and that's going to bring up 4th down. So on the field comes Bronson Young to try for 3. And we'll see how he does. It's a little breezy out there, but it's maybe a little bit favorable for him. Bronson Young kicking from the near hash mark. And I got to give credit to the Force. You know, there's a lot of teams that don't put a lot of time into this kicking game, but when you need it, you need it. And, well, they got it. So tack 3 to that, and it is now 38-0 with just under 6 minutes left in the first half. And I mean, he drilled this one. So from 27 yards out, he gets it. If you add the 8 yards counting the overhang of the crossbar, that's a 35-yarder. So, yeah, I heard something happening out there, and all of a sudden a burst of music came out of nowhere. So, pardon, a little bit of technical difficulty action, not on our part. You know, we're in shared quarters out here like anywhere else. I'm trying to figure out what the officials are discussing down there. I'm sure they're trying to figure out, hey, what are we going to do here? So we've got the officials talking about what's going on and maybe what's going to happen as they get set for kickoff. Not too sure what the long discussion's about or what the goal is. So we're about to get back underway. I mean, I don't know if there was a problem down there or not. I can't imagine the Force having any problems at all. So Young with the kick coming. That looks to be number 1 on the return. And they blow those whistles. They need to make sure they're paying attention. Layton gets picked up high into the sky. And I thought there was a WWE move about to come rear its head.
7 there off the left side of the return.
So
Commandos ball, 1st and 10.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Commandos. And one of the things you got to keep your eye on is that, you know, you can't get too excited on those plays. I mean, in special teams, you're leading 38-0. It's not like you got to add insult to injury. So Commandos looking to find anything that will work at this point. Force showing blitz. And that one is picked off. And that one's going to go all the way to the house. Number 6. William Elam gets the pick 6. This time goes all the way back, and it's a touchdown for the Force. So pending the PAT, we sit at 44-0 with 5:37 remaining in the first half of play. This is unbelievable. You know, I hate to borrow a line from Shannon Sharp back, I think it was 1998, when they were playing Kansas City, and he went to the sideline, and if you're an NFL fan, you'll remember this. He goes to the sideline, picks up the phone, and says, "Somebody please call the National Guard. We have an emergency over here." So Bronson Young back for the PAT. And I just wanted to make sure I gave credit to Shannon Sharp because that was his line. I don't want to get called for plagiarism. But that was one of the funnier moments in football, so it's kind of hard to forget it. And they were beating the brakes off of the Chiefs. So and that one is good. So I just want to be clear about something here. You know, obviously we try to be professionals in all that we do, and we're having a little fun with it. But, you know, if I'm the Commandos at this point, and the Commandos are sitting at 3-1, you know, there has got to be some discussion at halftime, and it's really about, you know, who we are as a team. That's what I would imagine the discussion would be. It's just, you know, if you look at the back of the shirts of the coaches, it says "we" before "me." And I would say that the Commandos really need to find out who the "we" are as a team. You know, they didn't get 3-1 by accident. And, you know, the one they did lose, it wasn't like they got run over either when they lost 28-12 to the Cherokee County Bruins. But today, we just kind of have to see what on earth is going on here as they played the force. Was it a mental thing? Was it, you know, I'm not going to say that these guys are intimidated because no one here is intimidated in the great game of football. You shouldn't be anyway, and if you are, you shouldn't be playing it. But, you know, sometimes you go in and you know who you're up against, and maybe you're just a little too tight. And then, you know, it comes back, it affects you, and before you know it, things have kind of gotten out of hand. So there's a number of things, a number of questions that could be asked. Number 23 with the kick, and that's going to take a bounce for the force, and then it rolls. It's blown dead, but it rolls inside the 5. And we have a fight on the field, and there's another flag. So number 35, Aaron Shook, one of the linebackers, gets tangled up with one of the members of the force. I couldn't make out who that particular player was, but one of them, the one on the Commandos, was definitely Aaron Shook. I'm not sure if that was Johnson who kicked it off. You know, if there was something going on there, you still have a player on the field without his helmet on. So the officials are sorting this out. And look, is anybody surprised that somebody got a little testy here? I mean, you're down 45-0, and you're not even out of the first half. So, yeah, you're going to have some tempers flaring. You're standing there looking at that scoreboard trying to figure out what's next. So let's see here. So it's offsetting penalties clearly. So it's got unsportsmanlike conducts either way. And it looks like what's going to happen is this thing might just get re-kicked. And that's exactly what's about to happen. So let's try to reset this. You're coming into the contest, you had two teams that appeared relatively well matched. When you look at it from a statistical point of view, you kind of said, okay, the force, the defense of the force, they are who they are. They're number 1 in the league, ranked. Number 4 in the nation as a team. That's 4. But the Commandos, scrappy, would fight hard. The force came in saying, hey, we know we're going to be in for a contest today. Something happened, and we were completely off. If anything, I should have been a weatherman because I can't predict the rain either. Definitely wrong about this one. So here we are. And we're getting ready to get set for the kickoff here in just a second. But I'm glad you guys are hit that like button. We're glad you're watching. And there's some other interesting things that have come out of this for sure. And we're going to see a lot of different players rotating in and out. So Johnson, who normally handles punting duties, now handling the kicking duties, making sure they got the right amount of guys on the field. Usual suspects back. This one's a lot shorter. It's mishandled. You have to get on it quick. And they finally blow the play dead. On the return, number 24, Joe Smith, the defensive back, playing special teams for the Commandos. Clock is at 5:30. And there is a penalty flag on the field. So there's that. This game has, for as many points as have been scored, this game has slowed down like molasses running uphill on ice in January. So the ball is finally spotted at the 41. So shotgun formation. They've got extra blockers back there. Number 4 with the carry. He's going to be brought down by number 42 of the force, and that is Keyshawn Pollock. Jordan Akoff, the ball carrier. Gets about a yard out of it.
Picks up 1 yard, take it down.
So it is 2nd and 9 for the Commandos. And there is just nothing happening up front. Akoff gets the call once again. Big double aught, putting in all kinds of work today. And that is Brooks. And he is just having a field day in the middle of that defense. So it is 3rd and 9. Three wide, you got 2 high, 1 low, 2 men in the backfield to help out with the blocking for sure, and that's exactly what they're doing. There's a flag on the field, and that one is going to get thrown out of bounds. That's a hold, it looks like. And, yep, It's holding.
Holding against the offense.
And that penalty is going to be declined, and that'll bring up 4th down. And we have only managed to shave off about a minute and a half. People, I'm telling you what, I know how long that clock, my watch has been turning. We've shaved off a minute and a half. We still have 4:06 remaining in the first half of play. Wow. That tells you the impact of penalties on this game. So they're going to go for it. Unbelievable. So that goes nowhere. And number 15 getting in on the action, that is Bernard Smith, bringing down Edwards. So the ball was turned over on downs, and the Force will get it at the 32-yard line. I think I'm out of words. I'm honestly out of words. I've got some euphemisms, though, I could probably use, but I'm certainly out of words. So the clock is now down to 3:33. As the sun begins to set, number 24, Dunklin, the ball carrier, is going to be wrapped up by a sea of green jerseys. And we'll see who gets credit after they peel the pile. And that's number 8 coming out of the bottom of that, and that's Patrick Campbell. No gain on the play. That'll make it 2nd down. Louis finally is going to be brought down. Number 20, Vincent Tyus, with a bright spot for the Commandos in this game. Louis is finally caught in the backfield, and it's going to be a huge loss for the Force. As a result of that play, it'll be 3rd and 19. Ball was spotted at the 41-yard line. Dunklin back there to the right of Louis. Rudolph in motion. Louis rolls to his right, looks for the open man downfield. He shovels it off, and it's picked off. Number 2.
Number 4, shovel pass, intercepted.
That is Davion Sistrunk with the turnover. I cannot believe it. Now, I did say we're going to probably pull some stuff out of the playbook that we hadn't seen, or try some razzle-dazzle, whatever you want to call it. And it appears that one did not work. So another bright spot for the Commandos with 1:57 remaining in the first half. You can clearly see the mood on the Force sideline, upbeat. And I promise you, they don't like the fact that they've had a sack and a turnover. I don't care how good they're doing, they still don't like that kind of stuff. Nonetheless, it's hard to get terribly upset when you're leading 45-0. So, Commander's looking to make something happen, puts it up deep, has the open man, and it is in and out of his hands. 0 on the defense, number 81, the intended receiver, and that is Green. So that'll bring up 2nd down. appears there may have been an interference call or something to that extent. That moves the ball to the 50.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 50.
Commandos looking to make something happen for it. Here comes the force, and that is going to be offsides.
We're going to have an offsides penalty against the defense.
The Force have been aggressive the whole game, but it's also cost them a couple of times with penalties. And it's not a bad thing to be aggressive, but you also have to be smart. So, folks, I'm going to break away for a second, and you'll see me in just a few.
Pass is complete.
Turn on the mic and start talking.
This is the Commandos' 1st down.
Turn on the mic, see if you can start talking.
So we're heading to the field at this time.
Pass almost intercepted. Incomplete. 2nd down.
LJ.
So we're here on the sideline of the Force.
Good, I can hear.
And that one's going to fall incomplete. Commandos trying to find something that works. They have not been able to put anything together thus far.
3rd down.
Put the camera on that. Put the camera on that.
This has been tough sledding for the Commandos. More critical than this. This is about as close as they've been. And that one is nearly. On defense. Bats that one down. And it'll be interesting to see what they can do.
4th down.
He kind of points.
For the Commandos.
The Force have been just completely dominant.
Good running back.
So as I look back, 12 seconds remaining in the first half. Last chance for the Commandos to get on the board before halftime.
You do.
Force showing blitz. Here they come. And that pass is going to fall incomplete. Ball going to
Turnover on down.
They're going to run the clock out for sure. Basically, formation for the first half. As we get ready to go to the locker room, this has been an unbelievable series of events. No one expected this. Maybe the Force did. I can't say that I did. I mean, every team we're going to go with, we're going to dominate. But I had no idea that it was going to be this kind of domination. You had one team coming in undefeated, another one coming in at 3-1. This is not what anybody fully expected for sure as we get ready to wind down the half. So they're getting everything sorted out. There's the whistle. I fully expect them to take a knee and just let the clock go. And we're going to be talking with the head coach in just a few minutes. Louis back there. There's the snap. And there's a flag, and it's a false start. Penalties again, slowing everything down. And all you had to do was go and take a knee. So it's still first down. They're going to mark off 5 yards. Got a breeze going, probably about 10 to 15 miles an hour now as the sun begins to set to my right. And The players are celebrating. They're in a good mood. Everyone's chattering. And, you know, I thought wrong. And that pass is going to fall incomplete, and that's going to end the half.
Number 18.
I don't even know what to say. I really thought for sure that they would just take the knee and kind of move along, but that's not what happened.
45.
So here we are.
Coach walking opposite way.
We're going to try to
Come on,
catch up.
everybody. We do have full
Trying
concession.
to catch up with the coach. Trying to catch a few minutes.
Come over, come over, come over.
Coach Dre. Coach Dre's coming on over here. Yeah, come on in here, Coach Dre. Okay. A 3-1 team and an undefeated team. We did not expect this level of dominance in the first half. How do you keep their energy up? Because when you're leading like this, you know, they're upbeat and fully expect to see some different things. You know, when you have that kind of lead, you can come and kind of get in the playbook, kind of pull some things out of the old recipe book kind of deep. What are you guys going to do in the second half?
Honestly, we did some things good. We did a lot of things bad and still fortunate to be up how we are. So second half, we're going to work on some stuff and execute a little bit better because I think it could be a lot better. I mean, the score is the score, true enough, but I think we could play a whole lot better.
And I agree with you. There's been a lot of penalties out there. There's a lot of things that need to be cleaned up. Some simple things, you know, you kind of watch, and there's things you do with technique, things you do in execution that you're right. You know, you see that score, and it kind of masks a lot of things that can come back and bite you when you finally get that one opponent that sees that and takes advantage of it. So it's great to see that as a coach, you're looking beyond the score and keeping those guys focused. That can be kind of hard, can't it?
Right, it is, but we'll come out and we'll make some adjustments and maybe score a little bit more.
All right, Coach. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well, you heard it there first. You know, and you heard me mentioning the fact that this game has slowed down to a slog, if you will, due to the number of penalties. Obviously, when you're down, you're going to have some people scrapping. You're going to have a little bit of normal. That's to be expected. So what will the second half bring? I don't know. I guarantee the Commandos are going to go in there and they're going to talk about this. But what is also going to happen is the Force is going to go in there and they're going to talk to them about those mistakes, because what you don't want to do is carry those into the next contest and kind of, if you will, get the big head about things. So we'll see you in just a few moments, and we'll be right back. All right, we're getting ready to start the third quarter. We're 45-0, the Force, and like I said, this has just been one of those wow kind of games where you just kind of try to figure it all out while you're watching it to try to see what's next. Now, my understanding is we're going to have a hot clock in the second half. So, aside from penalties, the second half should go fairly quick. One of the things that, you got to consider while watching this, and, as, we were talking with Coach Dre Jones, is how do you keep the energy up? How do you keep the players focused? How do you keep them from kind of looking at what they've been accomplishing so far this season, from getting into their heads and staying level and getting ready for the next opponent? Because, oftentimes you can kind of get into a lull, and what happens is that you tend to kind of think that you might be better than you really are. So one of the things you want to be careful of, absolutely, is while you're going through all of that, that you don't find yourself, I guess, in a position where you're mentally just not right, because games like this can certainly do that to you, and you tend not to practice as hard. You tend not to do the things that you need to do, and before you know it, you have found yourself in a position where you are not doing what needs to be done, and once all that is done, you find yourself in a bad position, if you will. So the teams are out there. They're going to get warmed up for the second half. They're going to try to get some things out. Now, for the Commandos, I'm just not sure what the halftime speech would have been like. But I know he wants to get these guys fired up, get them believing that, they do not go down without a fight. One of the things that they need to be careful of and be mindful of is that they don't just come in and just kind of fall back. Obviously the Force getting the kickoff to start the second half is certainly not something that, you want to do. You give them the ball, but it's part of the game. And let's give you some background to this team. Let's give you some background to the Force. 2021 through 23, they were their league champions. 2021, they were the Independence Bowl champions for the football. In 2022, AFNT 2A national champion. 2023, Sunshine 3A Bowl champion. 2024, Dirty Bowl champion. So the Force, this team is that team, if you will. But that does not mean that they cannot be beaten. And I say that because what you don't want to do is get so far outside of yourself that you end up, costing yourself. And there's a return. So we've got the second half underway. And that appeared to be, was that Bernard Smith on that return? Tried to make out that jersey number, so that one's on me. I tell people in a heartbeat, I'm not perfect. My name is not Jesus. So that being said, we're underway in the second half, under a hot clock. We'll see what the Force does. Might see some interesting things in the second half. You saw the pitch on the kick return. So no surprise there. There's shotgun formation. And that pass is going to fall incomplete. The intended receiver, number 5, Stephen Starks. And that'll bring up second down. Ball is spotted at the 22-yard line. Louis back at quarterback. Louis looking for the open man, and that pass is going to be completed to number 11, Lipinski. He's going to have enough to move the sticks. So it'll be 1st and 10. The ball is going to be spotted right at the 34-yard line. Louis rolling out. He dumps it off to number 18, Tony Rudolph. Rudolph might have enough for the first. Yes, he does. It's going to move the sticks, and they pick up the pace. They're going to go to the 45-yard line. Force going up tempo once again. Force starting out this half like they did the first half. They're going empty, 5 wide. Louis back in shotgun formation. And he finds another open man, and that is Lipinski. And he's going to get to the 50. So it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Force. The Force basically going no huddle, up tempo. And they're just marching down the field. Big number 62 trying to make his way into his spot. That looked like McCarroll. He eventually gets there. There's the blitz. And Louis escapes. Louis still on his feet. Has a blocker in front of him, and he's going to go out of bounds right about the 43-yard line. That's going to move the sticks for the Force once again. So Louis gets flushed out of the pocket, goes to his left. And remember what I told you, watch those players. If we could get a view of those players, those hands on the hips, that tells you everything you need to know right there. The Commandos are tired. They have the Commandos defense has been getting bopped all day by the Force. Big number, I think that's 59 in there. And that's number 22. Let's see there and confirm that jersey number. Pardon me, number 23. Justin May. He's going to get rolled for a yard. So they're at the 42-yard line, 2nd and 9 for the Force. Empty backfield once again. Single man in the backfield. Louis shotgun formation, number 23. May. Back there, let's see. And a flag on the field. And they're trying to get this sorted out. Sounds like Commandos are saying that it's a false start against the Force, and officials are talking about it. Let's see if they get this sorted out. So it looks like it's going to be waved off, and we're just going to get back to play. High snap. Louis snatches it out of the air, gets it off to number 17. Tries to make a move, and he's going to, and the ball is snatched from him. It's literally stolen out of his hands. Number 17, Darren Clark, had a first down and much more, and it is literally stolen from him. And that appeared to be Davion Sistrunk that took that. And that's one of those cases, and it looked like he winged that ball a little bit. I wish we had a replay of that immediately, because it looked like he had that hand up high. And that is an invitation to a turnover. if you're not protecting that football, and that's what they got. It was literally taken from them. And I guarantee you, Coach Jones is not going to be happy about that. So number 20 carrying it for the Commandos, and he's going to get a nice gain to about the 48-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 1 for the Commandos. They go into the huddle. We're about 5.5 remaining in the third quarter. Remember, we are under a hot clock. Number 41, who has been getting busy all day for the Force, and that is Ryan Grider in pursuit. There's a loss of yardage on the play, and it is now going to be 3rd and 3 for the Commandos. The ball is at the 46-yard line. Another one of those cases where just, bad luck, bad blocking, whatever you want to call it, and there the Force are again. The Commandos trying to test the heart of the Force defense, and nada. And now it is 4th and 5. 2nd and 1 to 4th and 5, just like that. Wow. And so the Commandos find themselves in punt position once again. I just didn't know what to say about that last series there. You have a yard to go and you end up at 4th and 5. Speechless. That's about the best way I can describe it. Speechless. High punt. Takes the Commandos bounce. And is going to be down at the 24-yard line. So we'll see what the Force does on this next series. Now, obviously, the way the Force ended the last series, they're going to be definitely upset about that because the ball was not intercepted, but actually stolen. The Commandos had momentum going in their way, and next thing you know, they were 4 and out. So the Force electing to keep it on the ground. Number 23, Justin May, the ball carrier. Number 58, Demetrius Adams. If I read that jersey right, involved on that stop. Louis is picked off. Number 6 trying to find a seam, still on his feet. No one's brought him down yet. Trying to make a move, and he's finally going to be brought down. By number 58. Number 6, David Robinson, picks off Louis. And the Commandos within striking distance And this is about as good as it's gotten for them during this contest. With a minute remaining in the third quarter, it'll be interesting to see what they do. And remember what I said earlier, if you get lazy, and here we go. So let's see what the Force defense does. They're going to want to preserve that shutout. That pass falls incomplete. Intended for Markel Cox. Under a minute remaining in the third quarter. Ball spotted at the 21-yard line. Will the Force be able to preserve their shutout? The very things that the coach talked about not wanting to happen is happened to the Force here in the second half. And that pass is batted down by Thomas Sims. He's not going to let that happen. That falls incomplete and brings up third down. So we'll see what the Commandos come up with. And looks like we have a timeout on the field, so we'll be right back. Hey. It is the end of the third. All right, we're back. They're coming out of the timeout. 16 seconds remaining in the third quarter. As we sit and try to make this all make sense, 45-0 in the first half. And the game has slowed down considerably, even though we have a hot clock. The Commandos trying to get something, anything, and he's going to put, oh, he is hit as he throws it. And that is not a turnover. So that'll bring up fourth down. So I have no idea why the clock is stopped. It is a hot clock. Okay, I believe they were trying to get the ball back as the player had it all the way down at the opposite end of the field. So, well, there's the whistles again. That's the end of the third, and we'll be right back. right, we are back as they have flipped the field for the final quarter of the contest. Remember, we are under hot clock rules. Force leading 45-0, and that score came in the first half. Commandos looking to put it in the end zone, and they do not have an open man. That ball is going to be turned over on downs. And the Force will take over. And they're going to be at the 21-yard line. The Commandos having a couple of opportunities in short field position, has not made any hay. Ball is spotted on the far hash mark at the 21-yard line. Clock showing 13:44. Correction, they've just fixed it, 13:24. Big number 99 coming into the contest. Or is that 59? I believe that's 59. That's Donovan Jones. If I didn't get that number right, the only thing I could say and be sure of is, yes, that's a lot of beef. Louis trying to find some room up the middle, gets to the 29-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Force. Louis tries to find open man. And that one's going to be caught by Clack. And he'll get to the 45-yard line. First down for the Force. Just as last week, the name of the game this week is defense. Although, you know, their offense, high speed and up tempo. Had me thinking of NASCAR. Louis puts it way up. And it is caught. Number 17 with the grab. Darren Clark with a huge catch from the rainbow. Unbelievable. And if I'm looking at where the official is standing correctly, it's going to be 1st and goal to go from the 9 for the Force as the clock continues to run. So once again, empty backfield. Louis running, trying to find some time. And that pass is going to be broken up. And the intended receiver is Clack. So it'll be 2nd and goal to go for the Force. As they're trying anything and everything they can do, that being the Commandos, to slow the Force down. This has been something else, to say the least. And I've just been stunned by what I've seen today. Big number 3, Justin Ellis, going to be brought down for a loss. So it'll be 3rd and goal to go. We'll see what the Force come up with on this one. The Force go on the road to take on the Tuskegee Airmen. As Saturday, April 6th. And the shovel pass falls incomplete. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
Targeting, man. Should have been targeting. That's
And the Commandos lay a lick on Justin Ellis. That was quite the shot.
He needs to come out. He dropping it.
I guarantee you he has had to have his bell rung. And he finally pulls his helmet off. And I can tell you from my viewpoint, he's just trying to look around and see where he is. He's telling the official he's okay. So he's coming off the field. So it's 4th down. Young kicking from the far hash mark. And it's good. So it is now 48-0. And we hear him down there singing some soccer songs. Well, they hadn't changed the scoreboard yet, but we know it's 48-0. So on April 6th, the Force takes on the Tuskegee Airmen on the road. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next as they take them on.
On the screen out there, see anything that says M was for manual. On the screen.
Looking to see now the Airmen right now are sitting at 2-2. But the Force, I'm telling you, is going to be something else. I'm just trying to find a way to keep you guys informed of what's coming up next. But I definitely see another victory in line for the Force. And that return goes nowhere as Edwards tries to do something with it. We're about 4 minutes remaining in this contest. So the Force did what they do. That's the best way I can describe it. Defensively outstanding. Sloppy play, yes. There has been definite evidence of sloppy play. Is it a product of domination? Can't say. But adjustments will be made because you can't carry that, you can be a dominant team. And to that end, I offer you the New England Patriots, who thought for sure they were going to go undefeated until they ran up against the raggedy New York Giants football team and lost a Super Bowl in front of the world. It's moments like that you have to keep in mind that you're not as good as you always think you are, even though you're really good. And looks like the Force may have picked that one off. They got it. They got it. And that is Krashad Calhoun, the defensive back. So clock shows 3:28 remaining. It'll be interesting to see what the Force does here with the ball spotted at the 16-yard line. And credit to the Commandos for hanging in there. Have a flag on the field. This one goes against the Force. False start. So it'll be 1st and 15. There's a handoff to number 27. Number 27 finding some room to his right, trying to keep his feet. Still on his feet. Hadn't been brought down yet. Finally goes down. Number 6 with the stop. High snap, and Louis has to get on top of that one. And he'll go down at the 21-yard line. So Louis gets the call from the coach. No, number 27 back there to Louis' right. Here's a snap. Louis looks to his left, puts it up in the air. And that one's going to fall incomplete. The intended receiver, number 17, Darren Clark. And that's going to bring up 4th down. So they're going to bring out Bronson Young. Now, he has gotten plenty of work in this contest. So now we're under about a minute and a half. I'm going to go make my way down to the sideline, and I'll be back with you guys in just a moment. And that kick is no good. Have a flag on the field. And this one goes against the Commandos. So as a result of the penalty, the Force will get another opportunity for the kick. As well.
So they come on in the middle by the 50, come to the 50 yard line. Right there, okay. See Fred behind you out there.
So with 45 seconds remaining in the contest, the Force leading 48-0 as they get ready to take on the Airmen going on the road on April 6th. Player to the top. High snap. Commandos continuing to play hard. Wind down, we're under 30 seconds. So this one's about to wrap up. Looking to make anything happen if they can. And once again, defense gets it done. And that's going to do it. The Force come away with the win, 48-0. 45 of those points scored in the first half alone. The second half, a lot slower. We had some sloppy play. But one thing's for sure, they got a lot of extra effort on special teams. This young man right here, Young, got to make quite a few kicks. He missed that last one, had an opportunity to do it twice, but came up short. So the Force get ready to go on the road to face the Tuskegee Airmen. What is that going to look like? When you continue to have wins like this again and again and again and again, what happens as you get into the playoffs? That's when you start getting to what they call the rarefied air. That's when you got to kind of bring the temperature down a bit. So we'll see what Coach Jones has to say in just a moment as they do the walkthrough and the handshake. We're going to watch them do their thing here. Job by the Commandos maintaining the level of sportsmanship. These guys all know a lot of these guys know each other, have played with each other. But this was just total, utter. And total domination by the Force. Trying to make sure I get that. I'm here with Smith. Defensively, somebody please explain this, because you had a 60-0 shutout last week. Well, the scoreboard's already off. 48-0 this week. Next week, you go out to play the Airmen. I want to talk to Mr. Louis as well, because offensively, my gosh, and I watched this guy, high school. Yeah, because I hang around Clay Chalkville like that, so you know who I is. I saw you grinning when you saw me. Guys, how do you keep your heads level as you keep marching towards the playoffs? You're beating your opponents. You're smoking them. Let's just be honest. How do you stay level?
Job's not finished.
Job's not finished. Get better.
Always hungry. Every week we come out the same mentality. 1-0, we ain't trying to lose not one game at all.
One game at a time.
That's it. 1-0 every week.
Well, I was sharing with the fans that were watching all the championships that this team has won. So it sounds to me like you guys have settled into your new home in Elite America. Would that be a fair statement?
It sounds pretty accurate. I mean, being
We concrete whatever league we go to. We with it. We with it.
being number one hub, but we put in the work outside of just these ball games. We put in the work to be number one, and we come out in this field and execute. We try to continue that week in and week out, and it's led us to this point.
Well, you guys are putting in a fantastic effort. I've enjoyed watching this total domination. Now, there were some times, Louis, you know I'm going to pick on you a little bit. You had to pick six. You had the pass that was picked off. How do we clean these things up? Because a lot of times when you're dominating, it's those little things that oftentimes get missed because things are going so well. How do you work on those little things and recover that?
We got to get together and work on it. Work on the plays, work on catching drills, work on my timing, everything. Everything falls into play on Saturday. We got to take time and just do it.
These games might look like a blowout, but this is what we use these blowout games to better ourselves. We felt that we can beat this team, but we wanted to come out here and execute and put on for the journey that we got ahead.
And Ram made a key point at the beginning of the game when we circled up and said, it's the small details. If he asked us to be out here at 4 o'clock, we got to be out here at 4 o'clock. We proud of ourselves. Like you said, the small things. Like, even though we still working on it, we'll never be perfect, but it's the small. Like, we're going to keep working on the small things. It's not about the 45 points. It's about the offsides we had, the interceptions we had, the yards we gave up on missed assignment. It's all about that, but we just going to go back, look at film, and do it again next week. Less mistakes.
Well, it sounds like y'all been paying attention to Coach Dre because that's one of the things that he said is the scoreboard might indicate one thing, but there's a lot of things that, hey, we got to clean up and we got to work on and we want to get right. So it sounds like everybody's on the same pace. I appreciate you guys. Congratulations on the win. All right. This is Freddie Flowers, the voice of the Force. Another dominating effort. They know they have some things to clean up. They know it only gets harder the closer you get to the mountaintop. And it sounds to me like they're ready. Moxie Media thanks you for watching this contest. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you give us that thumbs up. We want you to continue to watch. We'll be back for the next go-round, so be on the lookout. This is Freddie Flowers, the voice of the Force, and we'll see you on the next one.